it was set up for a war games, like a 5-on-5. It was like the Dudleys, me, Dreamer, maybe Raven against Onita. The only other guy that I say, the guy that wears. I don't even know. I don't even think Masato was in that match.
Hayabusa, I think.
Onita, maybe. So, and then Onita summons us into his room, you know what I mean? Like this Japanese ceremonial crap. I mean, that's okay for them if they want to do it. Just don't drag me into it and then act like you can't talk English. So Onita comes in, and an interpreter starts talking for Onita. And Onita says, because I was the most over guy in ECW right then, Onita wanted to start the match out with me. And then the interpreter says, he would always say, Mr. Onita says this, Mr. Onita says this. You know what I mean? And I said, well, tell Mr. Onita, how about if we go out there and he grabs and he ends up kicking me or whatever, grabs a beer from me, and then drinks it and spits it in my face. And I see right then as I say it, I see Onita smiling. And I'm like, this motherfucker knows English. You know what I mean? So I get up right then, and there's like Dreamer, Paulie, the Dudleys, and they're all worried about me. Like, I was pissed. I was like, what the hell? I was like, I know you just understood what I said. You know what I mean? So we got past that point. So then Onita kind of like understood English perfectly after that, because me and him worked together the whole match. We like danced around the whole building. Anything I said to him, he knew exactly what we were doing. He never called anything to me. I called the whole thing to him, and what I was doing, I called everything to where he like looked good on me. You know what I'm saying? Because he's Onita. And I want to work with him later, and I wanted to set up this the first bomb explosion match in the United States, which we did a press conference for and everything, which almost screwed my deal with WCW because I wanted to wait for that, but Todd said, no, sign the deal with WCW. Don't wait for Paulie in his death match. Did I answer the question?
Understandable. We actually have one last caller that has a question, and then we're going to do word association. You'll be off the air with us. Necro Black, you're on the air, I do believe.
Hello.
Hello? Sandman, go ahead.
You guys can hear me? Okay. Well, since you already told one story about Japan, you pretty much already spoke about a match that you had in Japan already. I wanted to know, the first time that ECW toured, was touring in Japan, like what the experience was out there, like how was the crowd, how the crowd took to everything that you guys were doing. Like, I remember this one match.
We went in and we worked for a guy who was doing who's the guy with the hockey mask that kills people in the movies, Jason something.
Oh, Jason the Axe Murderer.
Yeah, whoever the guy was doing Jason, his name was Ralphie, and he was from Puerto Rico. We were working for Ibaraki. He was trying to get FMW. Like, so I had to turn his TV off or something. I can't even hear myself.
Oh. Actually, his computer. Hang on, I'm trying to mute you, Necro, so that you can. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I think we went in there for Ibaraki for like, I could still hear, alright, that's what we went in there for Ibaraki. Here's a great story. We went in there for Ibaraki. We came in, and this is honest to God's absolute the Hail Mary swear, even though I don't believe in God, but anybody who does, honest to God's truth, we're sitting in row 35, me, Johnny Grunge, Teddy, both who are dead right now, Rocco Rock, who was Teddy, those two are dead, me, Johnny Grunge, Teddy, and Pitbull Anthony, who is dead, Pitbull Gary, who is still alive. And then on the back, it was when we took Mike Awesome with us on the way back. But we were on the way there. I bought an ounce of pot with us, and we bought an ounce of Coke with us. We were snorting lines on those trays. When I swear to God, I swear to freaking God, we did those trays that you put down like to eat your meals on. Because we were in row 35. That was back then. It was 1995. You were still allowed to smoke on a plane, but you could only smoke in certain rows. And everybody else was like asleep on the plane, because when you do a flight, when you go from like our West Coast, like we left Detroit to go to Japan, it's like a sleep time, because when you get to Japan, you get there in the morning. So, they hand out all the blankets and stuff like that. Me and Anthony, the Pitbull, who is dead right now, who died with him and his wife, overdose in Connecticut, I can't remember the name of it. Foxwood. They died of an overdose there. We went into the bathroom. It was a 747, where the bathrooms are like kind of like big. They're like at least like 3 feet by like 4 feet. We both went in there. We smoked a joint together. We were doing lines. We were just being crazy. So I got an ounce in one pocket and an ounce in the other pocket, because I never believed in the fact that they were fighting like the drug war on like airplanes. You know what I mean? So I have an ounce in each pocket, and I'm going through immigration and naturalization, and I got a guy with a dog. Like walking around like sniffing people. So I know, and I'm like sweating bullets right here. Those two are in front of me. I'm the last one in line. This is like, we're like maybe 20 steps outside the building, because you got to go through one process, like immigration, and then like naturalization or whatever is like right before you like go out and like get into a cab. So I got an ounce of high-grade pot in one pocket. I got an ounce of Coke in the other pocket. This dog comes up and sits right next to me. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm going to a Japanese jail for the rest of my life. The guy, honest God's truth, the guy who had the dog on the leash, the guy says, he's a Japanese guy. He says to me, like perfect English, he goes, do you have any produce on you? And I'm like, because I'm like thinking, the guy's like going to say, like, because Dr. Death got caught with just a little part of a joint left, and then they didn't prosecute him. They ended up turning him around. That was like in like 92 or something like that. So the dog ends up sitting next to me. I'm like, oh, fuck. And then the guy goes to me, he goes, do you have any produce on you? I'm like, what do you mean? And that's her response. Like, what do you mean? And the guy's like, do you have any fruit on you? And I had a banana in my bag in like my carry-on luggage that I got off of the plane, and that's what made the dog sit down next to me. I opened up my bag, I'm like, oh yeah, here. Gave him the banana, and the guy left, and I was like, oh my God. So then I get through them, I go outside, and I'm talking to Ibaragi, and I'm like, and Jason the Terrible came out with me, and I think maybe Eddie Gilbert's brother was there, Doug, doing whatever Doug did in Japan. He did like something face or something.
Leatherface?
Leatherface, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Doug was doing Leatherface.